That's fine. He's teasing us with the singing, anyways.
Yeah.
So we can just imagine. We can just imagine the singing. Let's see.
And we are live.
Yay.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Hello,
Well,
everybody.
if I had my microphone closer to my face.
I hope everybody's phone is on. And tuned in on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
true.
Let me
I
see if I can
retweet
share because we're
SJ's tweet.
because we're missing the opening tunes. I'm sharing a video to you if you wanna pop that on. It's 1 minute 20 or something as an opening tune for this series.
Oh, as in like Diraj might come in and change it later.
Let's see.
Is everybody on screen?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So?
Okay. Finn, remove add to screen.
Rock's
It's not coming up. Okay.
My $3,000 Prada jacket, $2,000 Prada shirt, $2,000 or $3,000 Prada pants, Prada glasses, Prada hat, Prada bracelet, and it's all
Product shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off. Prada shirt, Prada hat, Prada glasses, Prada pants, and it's all nylon, so the haters' tears fall right off.
Lil Bubble, let me ride that rocket.
I got all kinds of good stuff. I've only shared them with the Finns, but I figured why not share it with the guild as well?
Very nice.
There's only 60 of us in the Hex Finland chat. Yeah, I keep booting all the robots who don't know any Finnish phrases. Or if you come into any chat that I'm an admin of and you don't say anything other than hi guys or I'm bored.
That stuff over at the Hexpiracy, man. Every day now there's some spam.
Yeah.
It's really getting annoying.
Yeah, it's like every 6 hours I go and block like 20 of them and they keep coming back.
I'm like waiting for you to wake up in the morning. Instead of like typing report, just waiting for Finbear.
Yeah.
So Crypto Truth down there in Dominican Republic followed through with sending me some stuff. And so he wanted to send me some t-shirt samples so that we would have an idea of the quality of t-shirt and the setup that he has down there. So this looks like a pretty hefty shirt. This is the brand.
Okay.
What is it made of? Is it cotton?
And that
Is it
stuff
poly?
is in Spanish. It's 100% Algoon. What is Algoon?
Cotton.
Cotton. We are learning.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So this one's a little bit more stretchy. So it'll be a different material. And it's unmarked. Maybe it's on the inside heels. But yeah, he sent me one of those baggies. Not a box, but a bag. And then also he sent me more prints to show me like, okay, what does this stuff look like? Just iron on.
Nice.
And so he's got the shirt sizes that's iron-onable. And little logos.
Oh man. And
So cute.
and you
Here's
can
his
get the
logo.
logos. Just the logos. Cool, man. I wouldn't mind having a few of those just to iron on to like some like straight guy shirt I have, like
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it
just
seems
in
like it'd be
case I
pretty
gotta go
easy.
and like represent somewhere. just to have like the Finnish flag hex thing here and have it say Finbear underneath. That would be fucking cool.
There's the logos
Nice with the
inside
hand.
the shirt.
Yep.
That's
And
cool.
then here's an example of what can be done on the shirt. And then I like this design that he has here with pulse chain. I don't know if it's like because I was raised in the 90s
Huh.
with records like that just looks so
Yeah.
Alice
The
in
paper
Chains.
snippets. Yeah.
Mhm.
Did he rip
Yes.
Alice in Chains off right there?
Yeah.
All right, well that's
was
what he sent
cool.
over to me. Still no prices, no understanding of like exactly how fast or the quantities, or we hadn't even had a private conversation about the materials. So it just came 2 days ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
It
And
looks
then
good from here. Like really good.
Yeah.
yeah.
And the ball is rolling anyways.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like stuff is happening. I wonder, this is like, is he being swatted or something? It looks like you're being dragged from your toes by somebody really short and weak.
I started because the wires on this side, I started
really
rotating in order to reach this stuff, because I keep all my mailing stuff sending out to all the hexagons. I keep that inside the mantle of the fireplace there. I don't know if any of y'all have gotten this, but I made it a little bit smaller so that it could fit inside of an
Ooh.
envelope.
That is freaking awesome.
That is
Yeah.
real cool. Nice.
Oh man.
Great
Why don't
design.
I have one?
Well, that's what I'm surprised.
Where's
I'm
mine?
surprised.
Where
I'm surprised
is
you guys
mine?
hadn't had it.
I wonder.
And then this is kind of a smaller one too. And both of these are magnets.
Is that a magnet?
Nice.
Mhm.
Oh,
the
fucking
quality
hell,
of
man,
these
I
magnet
want
better as the
one.
previous one, or
I want one, man.
I'll send it.
because I still have the
Man.
the skull one, but the magnet is really poor. The first
Yes,
one, the squares one.
with
The
The green one.
With the
Yeah.
green,
Yeah,
right?
with the money
Because
skull.
those I can get in bulk. I can get
Oh yeah.
500 of them at business card size, and then I cut them in half, so I get 2. So what is that? 1,000 per $80,
Yeah. Okay.
and
that
you
makes
can't
sense.
But
get
they
those
don't
wet
stick.
either.
No,
They don't
Why don't they
stick.
I
stick?
know. Yeah.
They should stick.
That's like, as far as magnets go, it's pretty much the only thing they're good for. Is
Can you
trying to
recharge
stick,
magnets?
Yes.
It's
but
your
not
fault.
those plastic. Whose
You could.
fault?
Yeah. The only thing you do is put it really high current through a metal,
Yeah,
like a
you need to heat
microwave
it up
current.
as well.
like an induction current through a
Okay.
metal, and that magnetizes it. And the more current you put into it, the stronger the magnification
So
and
I,
the material.
I get worried.
You want to hear
whenever they
something
sit over here.
interesting?
Hmm.
Hmm.
When you do that in a factory or wherever magnets are being made,
Hmm.
nobody knows how the material changes.
Correct.
Nobody can explain what happened to that hunk of metal that used to be just a hunk of metal, like the other thing here.
Yep.
What happened to the thing inside the machine that was feeding the current, because it's now measurably a different thing. But nobody can explain what happened. Nobody
I
understands.
mean, the explanation is on a molecular level, where they say that the alignment.
Yeah, but
of
it's
the-
describing.
but yeah.
Still, you're describing what a horse does
Correct.
instead of describing what a horse is. So they don't know
Exactly.
what
I agree.
changed or how they can
Mhm.
describe the different, like, well, we can make these and these measurements and it has these and these qualities. What?
Yeah.
What is the thing that has these qualities? Because that other block of metal should have all the same qualities because it's the same stuff.
Yeah.
The order is the same. but something has qualitatively changed in the
Changed,
one that
yeah.
is a magnet.
We even call it after Tesla. It's called Tesla's, the strength of a magnet, or micro Tesla, or depending on the
Yeah.
strength. And nobody knows about it. If you go to universities, the big chance they didn't even know the name Nikola Tesla. They have no idea the man even exists. It's funny how that works. It's one of the most important
Yeah, I
one in
listen.
history,
I,
and
I,
nobody.
I was driving when I was listening to Wake Up Hex with the Australians, and they were having
Oh
a
yeah,
go at Blue Bum again, and I couldn't reply because I was driving. But man, Einstein didn't invent shit. Like
No.
nothing that we use is
Mm-mm.
based on anything that Einstein invented. I
Correct.
don't know what the fuck they were talking about.
Well, the only thing that Einstein did was theoretically create something within mathematics. This is literally the only thing he did. So even though we want to take it for
And
science within science,
and
but
the special theory of
Mhm.
relativity
Yeah,
was
that's
he
funny.
had to come up with it because he had to come up with a way to explain why all the tests that were made to prove if Earth is spinning or not, why they were
Correct.
failing, and they were showing
Mhm.
that we're not spinning.
Yeah, with the Nicholson Morley experiment, and what was the other one again?
Well,
Cavendish.
anyway, you're sending light at an angle to each other, and because the Earth is
Yeah.
spinning, the other end should be like
But
slower,
see,
and the other one should be quicker because you're spinning towards it. But it doesn't seem to change. The speed of light is the same. So that's why he had to
Yeah, but
come up with the special
even
theory.
the funny thing is that Einstein himself said that there's no experiment that we could create that could prove either or the other, because you're only trying to measure deviation between two reference frames. So if you're looking at, let me give an example. If you stand next to a river and that river is flowing and you see the water passing by, if you look all of a sudden to your right, your brain thinks that you are moving because you see the water moving, but it's actually the water moving. And what all these experiments were trying to figure out how you can make an experiment that actually could tell you if it's the water that is moving and you're standing still, or vice versa. And all these experiments failed or came out negative. And even Einstein said that all those things, you could never make an experiment that could measure it. So you have to go off of your own senses. Well, do you feel yourself moving? No. Well, there.
We
It's
went
that
a bit
simple.
off topic there
Yeah.
when it comes to gardening and shit.
Yeah. Well, it's.
But I suppose
it's also
magnets
a
have to
lost
do with
art.
gardening.
A lot more than we think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
put
the beauty
an
of it.
antenna in my
Yeah,
raised
same.
beds. I slapped one right in the center of it. It's not very high. It's like 1.50 meters or something. So it's under my head
Mhm.
height, even though it's pointing up at about 45-degree angle. But there
I
it
want to
is,
try.
sticking out of the ground.
Yeah, I want to try to take copper plates and cut them with a water jet based on the magnetron or other crop circles, or it's all about ratios, and put that at the bottom of a base of a pot, and then fill it with dirt and have the bottom of the base just with a wire connected to higher ground. So the whole base of the pot would be that field. I want to know if crop circles have, or the dimensions that we get from crop circles have any meaning. Because we do know now that a lot of new Tesla electric motor design is based off of crop circles. and they are now getting more and more efficient just by basing their design of their rotor off of crop circles. Funny how that is.
Fuck my
Mhm.
man.
If you take a cross section of a current Tesla motor, you will see that the way the magnets are placed and the cutouts that are made are based off of a crop circle. And it, I don't know, it makes the engine about 20% more efficient or something, and lighter, and so much
Cool.
knowledge that's been lost.
Hey,
No kidding.
Seek 5555. I've not seen the documentary, but I'm gonna look it up.
Which one? About what?
Level with me, I think it's about.
Oh,
flat
yeah,
Earth.
yeah, yeah. It's a really good one. Really good. Is that from Hibbler Productions, or is that the one?
I don't know. Seek 5555 is asking.
So I just found
Yeah,
it on
Hibbler
YouTube.
Productions. That's a really good one.
And then there's this ad for the child trafficking movie.
Oh, my.
I heard
Oh, is
that
this by
there's going to be a lot of single men
this Mel
crying
Gibson?
in their cars after this movie.
Is this a
talking
Mel
to the
Gibson?
camera. Yes, I believe. No,
I thought
No.
he was doing I thought he was doing a documentary.
I think his is different. I don't know. SJ, do you know anything?
I do not. I'm not familiar with it.
So this is already in theaters in the United States. But Level Up With Me is going to have to be added to my watch later. Oh, and then look, it's the. Can I say
It's
yes?
the
I can, because
janitor.
it's yeah. It's the spokesperson that looks politically correct.
It's the janitor of the planetarium.
This is why you can't comprehend this.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how it works.
Yeah.
And all he does is drop a microphone.
Yeah.
I just told you some shit. You didn't hear it? I'm up here on stage, by the way. So let's see. I had a lot of things to say whenever you guys talked about how like people in all of the world, a lot of people don't know about Nikola Tesla's inventions.
Mhm.
And that's why that last video that I shared somebody else shared, but I complimented, and then SJ, you followed up and complimented as well.
It was. I watched the whole thing. It was great.
What was it? An hour and 9 minutes?
Something like that. Yeah.
It was a very nice presentation where this guy talked about how he's an inventor, experimenter, and he's been around a lot of these things his entire career, and he's seen people get too far and disrupt industry. And so he's like, yeah, some people are doing this sort of work, and I can't mention their name because I don't want
Mhm.
more folks knowing how to reach them, I guess. So it was a really cool thing. What sort of a takeaway did you get, SJ? I'm trying to think of all the things. Like, I want to build a pyramid now.
Right.
Exactly.
How big?
It doesn't matter. That's the
No,
thing, is it doesn't
exactly.
matter. Just check it out.
So while I was listening while I was driving, and would glance at it, and one cool thing that happened is he spoke about this, and then this is something that I've done in the past, like sporadically. I made a couple clouds disappear. More because I think what it is I like just had this focus, and I was breathing, and I was just like focused on, as much as I could while driving, like focusing on this cloud, but I envisioned this double helix shape, right? Like basically coming from my pineal gland out to the cloud. And I just did two little ones, but I mean, it was like an hour and a half apart. And I mean, it legit, like, I'm telling you, that visualization,
Mhm.
it is amazing what our brains can do. Like we barely know the capacity of, you know, what it is we hold here and how much power we really have. I liked that. I feel like that video brought a lot of things together for me, like a lot of different things that I'm already interested in or have heard about. And it felt like he kind of just brought them into more of like a congealed type substance for me to understand and to get more out of the things that I'm like Oregon. I think I actually knew the guy that he spoke of from Texas that does the Oregon out there.
Yeah,
So that
some
was
guy
really
who had a lot to do with Austin.
Yeah.
And then as the guy was speaking, he mentioned that he was at Bastrop, which is out east of Austin, just like 20 minutes. So all
Right.
these people are like local to me.
Yeah.
Nice.
That was really cool to hear that.
I didn't watch the video. Was it mostly about Tesla or its inventions?
It was about all sorts of stuff.
Mhm.
So it was a presentation, and he kept you energized with one subject after the other. So he talked about, of course, being online live, drawing a blank on the guy who would have the concoction of the cow poop and put it inside the horns. Steiner, Rudolf Steiner. So he talked a little bit about him. He talked about if people like human powers and what's behind the pyramids, reconstructing pyramids, recognizing Oregon energy, but he called it, or I watched it like 5 times or something.
Nice. I do want to rewatch it.
So it's all coming back to me. He called it Ormus energy, I believe.
I think those are I feel like it's 2 different things.
Okay.
Hey, I
You
sent
watched it 5 times, so
YouTube Shorts link to the group chat and to you as well, Davin, if you wanna. I think it's like a 10-second clip of our favorite janitor showing how super clever he is. I think we could watch.
It's
just
the
a
YouTube
tidbit.
one?
Yeah.
All right.
It's a YouTube short.
I'll
It's
pull
only
that
like
up
10
here in
seconds.
just a second. But he recommended like people get together and get in a circle, a big circle.
Yeah.
And put your mindset to things. He allowed me to feel more free of this idea that I have, where like reality is all based on what we perceive it to be. Like this stuff could change. I don't know. What else? I think we talked about the minerals in the food. Might have talked about agriculture as well.
Yeah, he brought up a few different things, like the Ormus is. It reminded me of colloidal silver in a way because it's a similar. It sounded like it was like a similar concoction, right? Where you've got these elements of. I think he was saying,
Yeah, but
like platinum
colloidal silver is poisonous in large amounts. If you
right, which
you
I think
drink
this
too much,
Ormus
if
stuff
you drink
you're
too
talking
much
about
of
might
it, your skin turns blue, and I do believe it's irreversible. So you'll be blue man forever.
No, it's not. It's not irreversible.
It is.
But does it really
You'll
have
be blue
negative
for freaking
effects?
ever.
But that's like you have to have so much of it.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
They're constantly wanting to list my Google business. I don't really have one.
Maybe
Keep going.
We should come up with something.
I didn't hear you, SJ.
Oh, I don't remember. I just said hex.com. Making shit up.
Nice necklace.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah,
this is a courtesy of Hexacaso.
Sweet.
That's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Shiny on one side.
Whoa, that's golden.
Yeah.
Are they both sides golden?
No, one side's very shiny and gold, and the other side's white and matte. I wear it.
Oh,
I like
okay.
both of them. Yeah.
I think I saw the golden side earlier by mistake.
I was. Yeah, it got flipped.
Yeah. See, It's almost like seeing under somebody's skirt. That's so shiny. Oh my god, beautiful.
Okay.
It's like finding money. It's like just one of those happy things that nobody gets hurt. It's
Wow,
like,
you
oh,
see
great.
that $20 bill over there? That's like looking up somebody's skirt.
Oh,
What's wrong with you guys? It's nothing sexual.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not.
No,
right. Never.
I've been away. I've been away from streaming for a couple of weeks. I already forgot how to control myself.
Yes.
Did you ever? Did you ever though control yourself in there?
No, I can't.
Not really.
No, no, I have a horrible character flaw. I can't stop myself before it's too late. And then I've already said the thing, and then I'm like, here we are again.
So who is Ken Rola? Oh, it was Tin Top that put the thing there, and Ken Rola is the guy who did the presentation.
Yes.
Oh, and I forgot also some bumper sticker size stickers, but these are the same size as an envelope, so they fit well instead of me having to cut off the ends.
Nice. Can
And
I
then
get some?
Crypto Truth sent me a nice little letter. This is what his Scribble Scrabble looks like.
Everybody has their own.
Is that Spiffy Tasket? I just saw Spiffy Task. It's hard to say. Spiffy Tastic. I'm curious. Is JS Buck? Is that also the person that does the Buck essences? Is that the same guy?
Are you asking Tin Top?
Flowers. I'm asking.
No, Spiffy-tastic.
Oh, a username.
Is this Bach the composer? I'm sorry, I'm googling it right now.
Yeah, I think we need to have a group project or hashtag group project marking it now. Pyramid.
Yeah, from one of the grants. I suggest it's one that the D-Rush has under his control. He can be in charge of building the fucking pyramid. It's gonna be a big one in 15 years. He'll fit right in. He's gonna be the boss man.
So there's something about he said if you use metals, then metals are kind of used as a director, and so you want to use non-conductive material.
So boogers and stone.
Okay. Yeah.
Boogers.
The biggest Hugel culture mound ever. Oh, that would be fun. Guinness Book of World Record, biggest Hugel.
That'd be easy. I'm pretty sure I could source some like huge amounts of twigs and stuff from over here because when they take down like a piece of forest, dude, there's nothing left. It's all gone. And that produces a lot of twigs and stuff that they mostly burn for energy. But I'm sure you could buy some off from them because that would be like a carbon positive type of a deal if you don't burn them.
If
I'm
you
sure
heard the latest,
some middleman would make $1 million out of it.
if you heard the latest theory about how precious metals come to be,
I don't know. All matter is high density light.
because they want to make us believe it's all from star exploding and all that.
That's bullcrap.
Yeah, we all know.
Yeah.
But we're now finding out that it's probably used to be organic matter that calcified at a rapid pace, depending on the location, frequency, vibration, and energy that is put into it. And this is how all the mountains are created. And probably it was used to be in the really, really big trees that we had centuries ago. The heart of the tree will actually generate those precious metals after the calcification. It's really interesting. This is why we find that veins. They always call it a vein
Hmm.
because it's a vein in the tree that is actually calcifying according to the precious metal, depending on, because it's all based on frequency and resonance. We just have to find it out.
Like if you drank no water, you'd be dead in 10 days.
Well, no shit.
Like if you drank no water, you'd be dead in 10 days.
Oh dear.
Well, no shit.
That dude is brilliant.
And people actually look up to these guys. It's
Do you know Dolph Lundgren?
insane.
All it takes is a stage.
Dolph Lundgren, the boxer in
Yeah.
Rocky 3, the Russian guy
Oh yeah.
who killed the black guy. If he dies, he dies. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He is more qualified of a
Yes.
scientist than anybody you see on TV.
He's
He's
a really
written-
high IQ.
He's written theses in all sorts of
Mhm.
I forget if it's like molecular biology or organic chemistry or something, but very sort of highbrow type of stuff. He's been in universities in Sydney, in London, in I think somewhere in Harvard. Like he's a published scientist.
Correct.
Bill Nye, the science guy, is the
Yeah.
lowest level graduate from university who
Yeah.
had a gig at an airplane factory or something. I don't know if he ever
Same
did
as
any
that other
design work or anything.
nonsense dude, Fauci, was also a drop off. It's insane how that
Not
works.
surprised.
Yeah.
But
And
he fits the
Ministry
character.
of Health throughout Europe. Just pick a
Fat
country.
Fat pigs! Oh my
You
god!
can roll them down a mountain, and
Yeah.
that's supposed to be Minister of Health.
Yeah, if you look
not
at
even
if you
funny.
look at the picture of the cabinet of any country, and you think which one of these people fits on their belly under a table better than standing up,
Beep beep
and
boop,
you
boop.
know that's the one who is the health minister. Like the
Russian.
Belgian health minister is like a blimp. Jesus Christ.
That's just the same.
Yeah, if you want to have sex with something like that, you have to roll them in flour to find where the flour sticks. That's about the wet spot where you need to aim.
My God.
In there.
I got some in, like, and if you go in, if you're one
Oh
of
my
those fellatio type of fellas, you start turning over the flaps from the front side as you're moving down, and as you smell shit, you turn back 2 flaps and you're there.
That's why you don't pick up hitchhikers, folks.
Where did you go, man?
He's like, this
Somebody
is gonna be
needs to
clipped
clip
later.
that because somebody needs to clip it because
Oh
this
my
channel is toast. It's nice knowing
Where's
you
the
guys.
jam?
I literally.
It's nice knowing you guys.
Yeah.
just
So
get my
Crypto
goat
Truth, yes, we did go over the product earlier. So earlier
yeah.
in the stream, you will see that we talked about this stuff. Would you like to give us any comments on it? I believe that that these pieces are iron-onable locally. Are you able to print these off and send these to people? I think it would be like Finbear already said that it would be cool if, you know, like you got a few of your own logo and you just applied it to a shirt that you liked. And let's see, anybody? We're good. And then so once again, this is what it looks like on the product. And then here's an example of the smaller ones. Yeah. So
Nobody
pretty
shared
cool.
the joke with anybody. I don't want to be, that guy.
Ripped off.
I shared a video because it feels like we need like a palate cleanser. So there's like a 1 minute
Oh, boy.
hex video there, just to get the taste off from my mouth and get
thank
back
you.
to business.
All right, everybody,
And
attempt
put
to
it
mute.
on full screen so it mutes us automatically. Everybody gets the full audio.
The groove that I can follow that's exactly right for me to live in an optimum way.
One more refusal. One more refusal. One more refusal. I'll turn off the shortwave transmitter and leave you in your dark world forever.
Was that it?
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for?
I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah, SJ, when you popped up, I was like just staring for a little while. Just like a little starstruck.
See, there it is, glistening with the golden thing.
That's right. Where'd it go?
So,
Yeah.
so tell us about the tour.
Whoo, y'all.
In a capsule. Go easy on us.
So how was Hexo?
We really appreciate.
Was he
Hexo's
totally
so
awesome?
sweet. Hexo and his wife and their family are.
He came on the
lovely.
bus.
Mhm.
Y'all did it live from the bus. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to do that Friday show that's building Hexaco. I think you might have been the first one who I did it live with. And I've been trying to keep that going ever since.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's why I'm not consistent with it, because I'm trying to do it like when I'm with someone in the same space. So it was great. Hexo came out and we did that in the bus. And that's been, I think, the best part for me. All these kind of little and random people. The fact that everywhere I go, especially smaller towns, that's the weird thing. When I'm in a town I've never heard of before, like it was like Laramie, Wyoming, and the guy tweeted that his son had just moved there and took a picture of the bus. I was just like, what is going on? Like, what a trip. I wish he would have come out and said, I mean, like I said, I was only there for like an hour, so he probably didn't even have time to come say hi or didn't see me there, but that was awesome. That's to me the most wonderful part of this whole thing, is getting to see people in person, being able to be hands-on with onboarding people that are interested in it. I actually just I was checking my email a moment ago and I saw that I got an email from a guy who I met while I was in Salt Lake, meeting up with Fashion Coder and Hexray Vision and a few others. And this guy was working at the restaurant we met up at called Gracie's, and he started asking me questions, and sometimes it feels like I'm just, they're just asking me shit to hit on me, right? Like, so that was kind of this vibe for a minute, but he seemed really curious. He'd heard about Bitcoin and Ethereum, so he knew a little bit. And so I just like, sometimes I just got to test the waters and be like, all right, like, are you serious about this? Or are you just trying to like get my information or whatever? So as the conversation went on, I was like, okay, he seems like he's legitimately like interested in this. So I gave him my card, and my card has my email address on it. And I was like, hey, look, if you're really serious, like, look into this stuff. The first step is to set up a wallet. So I advised MetaMask, but now I'm kind of wondering if that's not the best way to go. Like, I've heard things about Rabby wallet. I think Internet Money's wallet's really good too. But either way, like, if I can at least get them started with MetaMask, because that's more well known and it works, as of right now, I'm curious what you all think about wallets and how that, like, but let me finish the story. So,
Get people
basically, he emailed
started.
me.
Yeah.
Just get people
Yeah.
started so that they can understand, because overall they have to take responsibility for their own finances. So,
Mhm.
whatever gets them further down the training wheels and out of the diapers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So
I would
he,
still recommend like cold storage devices for anything over $500.
The next guy is going to
Right.
recommend that, and the next guy and the next guy. The point is that we need to get people into crypto excited about working with it, as small as there is.
Yeah.
Richard
Yeah,
says that
but say that
X is boring.
say that you're making like a 15-year stake or something. You don't want to do it on
Are you going to really do
on a
that with
MetaMask.
on
On
day
a,
one? Like, I'm putting
no,
$500 down now.
right.
No, you're going to put
no,
like
no, but
$100.
I would like 50
50.
or
Yeah, exactly.
$100 or something. Yeah.
So that's
But
the
if
learning
if it
experience.
does
You're not
like
going to
if
hold
it
on
does
to
like
that.
yeah, but like wouldn't it be easier and nicer to hold on to your seed words knowing that they've never been on a device ever? Because you created the seed words in an external device.
New money after you know what the fuck you're doing and you
Yeah.
loosen up a little bit. Not loosen up enough to send it to a contract address, but loosen up enough to be able to navigate.
Yeah, but I would say anything over $500, and you need to consider buying a treasure, because
Anything over
buying a
$100.
couple,
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah,
So
anything
I
over
recommend
500, so you can get your feet wet. If you put in 500 and forget about it for like a year and a half, you can come back to 30 grand, and all of a sudden security is really interesting to you.
once your wallet explodes, you better divide it up 10,000 each wallet. Go back to you, SJ.
Yeah. So just all that to say, like, it's a learning experience for me as well, because now that I'm out here legitimately onboarding people and Pulse Chain has launched, I'm trying to find the best way to do it. Right. So if you have suggestions, if you have videos that you guys show people in terms of like how to onboard them into Pulse, and that's the other thing too, is like, okay, now that we have this whole ecosystem going, and it's no longer just eHex, right? Like, where do we tell people to put their money, right? Like, how do we, like, should they just buy Pulse and then like just get them going and started with that? Or like, do we do Pulse and Hex on Pulse Chain? Do we even touch Ethereum, right? Like, where I'm super curious, because I mean, like I said, so the email from this guy says, we met at Gracie's. I'm serious about learning. I've downloaded the app already, the MetaMask. And he's like, I need some direction now. So what's the best way for me to direct this new person who's being onboarded into our ecosystem? Because I feel like there's so many different routes that we can go now. I watched Crypto Coffee's video. There's like 7 different ways to get in, and most of them were not US based, but like the last few he mentioned, I think Coast, 0x Coast seems like one of the better ones to look into. But yeah, it's one RH wallet for sure.
Yeah.
Win, sir, win. So yeah, it's going. That's the coolest part, is like legitimately onboarding people. I am still having issues with the bus, and it breaks my heart because it's a total struggle. If anyone
We're gonna
knows
scrap that thing and get a
in Denver,
Lamborghini next.
that's the plan, you guys.
A Lamborghini bus.
If I was there, I would have loved to help you, but
I need my kingpins replaced now.
Kingpins. Damn.
The front 2 wheels need the kingpins replaced, and it's not a big job, but it's time intensive. Yeah. So that's the frustrating thing, is it's going to take whatever mechanic's going to do it at least 6 hours to do it. I don't think the part is that expensive, but it's going to be the labor. So if anyone knows anyone in Denver, Colorado,
Denver, that's where you're at.
This is Yep, I'm in the greater Denver area. I'll be here until the 10th. So I've got a good 5 days. I would love to get this done before I leave here. I drove it from Salt Lake to Denver knowing that the kingpins needed to be replaced, and the guys were a little sketched about it. Like, they're like, well, you'll make it, but just don't go over 55 miles an hour. And, I got to be really careful on bumps and bumpy roads. It's just like, it feels like my bus is being tapped from the top as I'm driving. It's like,
Oh man, that's annoying.
yeah, it's not that bad on smooth roads and stuff like that, but like when I'm taking off ramps, or if I'm on a road that's got any kind of turbulence on
Let me
it.
tell you a hilarious moving story. When I was like in my late teens, my buddy moved just a few kilometers, and we had my dad's Kleinbus as the moving car, which is not terribly big, but all the seats came off from the back, so it's almost the size of a phone booth on its side. And he had like a queen size bed, even though he's not royal or anything. And the frame was separate, and the mattress was like a separate thing, and we couldn't fit that fucking thing anywhere. So we came up with the brilliant idea. We just put it on the roof, and then we did a few rounds with electrical or duct tape from within the car around the mattress. We just opened both the doors and just we did a few circles around the car. Fucking hell, man!
Good old days.
We were on a bridge, and I saw the cops hitting behind us, putting their lights on, but they had to drive quite a bit a ways before they could get to a place where they could turn the car around and chase us back. And we managed to get to where we were going before they got to us. So we escaped it like barely.
Turin's building in the back of a truck.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Torin, I came up. I don't know if we already spoke about this, but there's a way you can get rid of coyotes, which is safe because it doesn't require any poisoning. But still, it's not good if there's like dogs or something loose. But what you would do is you take an ice cream bucket or something similar size and take a few razor blades and glue them up, like pointing up at the bottom of the bucket, and then cover it so that you have like half an inch above the razor blades, cover it with cow's blood, and then freeze it. And then you leave the bucket somewhere where the coyotes find the frozen blood, and they'll come and lick it. And because it's already blood, they can't taste that they're cutting their tongue, and that fixes
Sounds
your
a bit
coyote
like Vietnam,
problem.
like guerrilla war. It sounds a bit like a golly,
but
man.
they ate like what
Have
they ate
something more
like
humane,
they
maybe?
ate like 20 of his sheep.
Yeah, that's
like,
also
they
true.
ate all of them.
So then they all have mouth infections or what?
No, they die
Bleed to
because
death.
they bleed to death because they got they split their tongue.
Yeah,
So
tongue
the
is one
bucket
big
doesn't
blood vessel.
empty because there's always somebody bleeding from their mouth into the bucket. And then they die.
Wow. That's like the ever feeding chicken fly larvae idea.
yeah, of death.
Wow.
We've been all over the place.
I don't think Paul Wheaton knows about this one.
Oh, you don't wanna tell Paul about this one. Maybe he just wants to use like human piss or something, but
Oh dear.
my method works as well. I am pretty sure it is illegal.
Oh, okay.
And if there's any dogs loose,
Wonder why that is.
Yeah, it's a perfect way to catch anything, basically. That doesn't mind slurping up blood.
So SJ, you have to get it fixed before you go to the next place?
I think. I mean,
So what
I
are
mean,
the
the
symptoms?
wheel is hanging off of a kingpin.
the next
So-
Does
place
it-
is Chicago. So
Does
for
it
me
make
to
a
drive,
sound? Does it make a sound when you're turning, or what are the symptoms?
it's just that it bounces. It's like it's as if I don't have, like the guy basically at where was I?
Which means it's sliding back and forth, right?
It's
As you're
I mean,
going
like,
forward.
no, like I can turn fine, like all my turns are fine. It's just it feels like there's like it looks like there's no shocks. Basically, it just makes it
Oh,
like
man.
the whole thing is just super bouncy. You know, the guys were they said that I'd be able to make it from Salt Lake to Denver, no problem, right? I could theoretically probably make it from Denver to Chicago if I really wanted to, but that's like twice the distance of Salt Lake to Denver. And then on top of that, I don't know what other damage might be caused if I'm, if I'm driving it that way. Like I don't want to cause further damage if I don't have to. So it just makes the most sense for me to get it done here. And I also think it would be cheaper to do here than Chicago. If there's anyone that's a mechanic between
Probably.
here and Chicago that just wants to, I'll pay you a decent wage, y'all, to get this done. I know I can get the parts here. Like they have the place so I already have an appointment at a mechanic for the 10th to get this done. The downside is I'm going to be paying like top dollar in terms of service. Like I think the guys, it was like $200 something per hour for their service. And it's at minimum a 6-hour job. So, and that's on top of the like $6,000 in debt I already am from the brakes that got all messed up and that whole thing. So I'm just like, I'm at like the end of my rope with all of it, but I keep getting such great things happening, right? Aside from this bus and like all the bullshit I'm having to deal with, I love what I'm doing. I love that I'm out here doing this. Like I can't imagine spending my time doing anything else, right? And I keep saying this, but I feel like this is the last thing, like if I get this fixed, we'll be good, right? So
let's go. What up, buddy?
What's up, guys? I'm a mess. I just like pulled in the driveway, and so yeah. And Adam wanted to see. Let me see how
There he is.
I put my cam here. Okay, so there's the cabin on the back of the truck as it stands now, a big pile of metal. And so, yeah, I got my the off-grid thing was just like too much to put together at one time, especially trying to do it as like hyper hippie as I was, and making everything from scratch from pulls, which I still want to do one day. But yeah, it's a bunch of metal. I'm gonna weld that into a frame. Here's the back of my work.
So is that gonna be a pyramid or what?
Yeah, exactly. It'll be a modified pyramid because it'll be up over the bed and enclosed so that I can actually heat and cool it. And we get pretty extreme temps here in Oklahoma, so like yeah, heating and cooling is kind of a necessity. So I'm not done yet either with the that location that I did all those videos at. It's just that I decided I'm just going to move something onto that spot. I'll probably just go ahead and put a concrete pad down there, and then I could actually like hopefully park an RV there, or put a cabin on it. I don't know. I just decided it. I had way too much going on to try and focus on that 100%. So, as it were.
So did you hear my coyote killing?
Yeah,
scheme?
yeah. I don't know.
I'm sure that will kill all of them.
Probably. I don't know.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
What?
They shouldn't be there.
No, it's the thing is like I have I have way too much grass around. And there's
See,
just way too much spot for them to hide.
coyotes don't eat grass. If they ate grass, we wouldn't be having this talk, man.
Here's the edge of the building, and like there's a nice wasp, and that's not 20 yards right there. Like all of that, like I shot a coyote right in that grass last year, while they had taken a sheep down further down in the grass. I already had one down. I was chasing him around with 4 dogs for 2 hours. Managed to completely finish off that sheep in the tall grass while me and the dogs were chasing the rest of them around because they just have way too many places to hide. So it's just,
See,
I'm over it.
couple of buckets into there, into the long grass, and then like the next morning you just go and gather up your coyotes in a nice bonfire.
Yeah.
Nobody's none the wiser, and also all the neighbors' cats and stray dogs that happen to be in the area.
Yeah, my neighbor actually has a high fence hunt, and they get away with all kinds of madness. Like I've actually called the game warden like 3 times on them because they've been poisoning hogs. The caretaker just straight up told me, and right after they did that, I lost 5 puppies, and yeah, and I have a real close sheriff's deputy friend, and I've talked to him a lot about it, and like, yeah, it's homesteading like is really tough. Like it just really is. Like everybody's got their concerns. Fencing is like the number one best thing you can do. Like you just keep your animals away. Like my sheep were fenced in, and they didn't even have that big area. Just like, and I had livestock guardian dogs. It's just that like once they learned, the coyotes have a big advantage. They know the area. They have, I mean, I could take you out there and show you all these little paths that they have that they use. You know, it's just impossible to see them like where I'm at. They just unless I just clear everything. If I like what I have none. So like if I were to do it, or I won't do it again where I don't have like a much larger clear area around them so that I can protect them better, because it was pretty crazy. And they were I was starting to say I had Icelandic too. They were kind of they were not so they're a heritage breed. They're not really domesticated, and they are like semi-wild pretty much still, so they're pretty ballsy. Like they I watched that ram go head to head with coyotes multiple times before I could do anything about it, and wild dogs, and yeah, they're kind of, so I think they didn't run for cover as fast as they should, I think is what I'm getting at. I would have. I was interested in that conversation on the Dorpers a week or 2 ago. I wanted to get in on that, but I was like too much going on. But the one, and I was going to bring it up, the one that is really popular. And that's funny. I can't recall the name. It's really popular around here, and I'm considering going that way. It's a meat-only breed, though, and I had gone triple purpose before with for milk as well, not just hair and meat. So, and the Icelandics were definitely good for that. The wool was incredible. It didn't mess with me as much as I liked, but, and that was my first experience.
You know that South African guy, the soil scientist guy, Alan Savory. He has these hubs around the world where he talks about like different grazing methods and reversing desertification and and like getting more out of your difficult to access pieces of land and whatever. And the one that's furthest up north is somewhere like in northern Sweden, and their like animal of choice is a lamb breed, which is related to, I think it's like an Argentinian breed, which is supposed to have like excellent wool. And there's this dude somewhere up in northern Sweden where he keeps his sheep in areas where they used to be, where they're during the winter time. It's like skiing resorts, but during the summer there's nothing going
Yeah,
on. That's where
I
he keeps
honestly,
his sheep.
I was too not lazy, but just distracted. Like too many irons in the fire, trying to do too many things. I needed to be, more like Marcus and just focus on one thing. Because what I really wanted to do was do like a more rotation, moving things around a lot more, using multiple animals, especially because of the trees around. Using the pigs first to go and tear stuff up.
Yeah, I love that system.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
paddock.
actually, it's backwards. I think you use the pigs last, right?
Mhm.
I hadn't thought about it in a while. I think you use
Yeah, the pigs are last because they're gonna they go deep, right? So I think it's like chickens, then goats or something, goats or sheep,
Yep.
and then maybe
Yep.
one other thing, and then pigs. I feel like it was 4. There's like,
Right.
or maybe
That's what I'm
one is fat, one is like empty, and then you have chickens, goats or sheep, and then
I
pigs.
think
And you
there's like
rotate.
ruminants somewhere, so you could have cows before
Right, that's what I was
chickens.
thinking was cows. Yeah, it was,
Yeah.
you can have the cows go through first because they'll really knock everything down, and take out a lot of a mass amount of vegetation, but then they won't eat a lot of the stuff that the goats are probably the best for that. Like, but I can't stand
Yeah,
goats.
they'll
If
eat
it don't hold
anything.
smoke,
They're so
it won't
cute.
hold a goat. I have
Yeah,
never
if
had
it
goat
doesn't hold water, it's not a goat-proof fence.
exactly.
No.
I had a goat chew through a 1/4 inch braided or stranded steel cable. Right, that thing
Yeah.
was a monster. Yeah, I
I'm not
couldn't.
And they're amazing. Like they can climb on anything. I
Mhm.
remember as a
That
kid we
goat,
had a 1977 405 Peugeot where the side is bent out like maybe 3/4 of an inch or something. There's a small bulge on the tire well, and those my grandma and granddad, they had a few goats, and they got scared of our dog, and they just bounced up with all 4 legs on top of the freaking tiny ledge next to the
yeah,
car with
that
no
same
issue.
goat that I had the problem with. That's the reason why it was on the wire, and because it would just get out of everything and was a freaky goat, and so it would always jump on the car, and like where I would park, it was actually a Jeep at that point, and I'd park the Jeep to where from the hood of the Jeep you could look in one of the windows, so the goat would go in every morning and get up on the hood of the Jeep and start screaming at the window.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
He
we
was
actually
also a space scientist at the New York Observatory.
he went as a pet. Like we had enough of him and gave him away as a pet. Like, and seriously, somebody turned it into a yard because it was a small goat. Anyway, it was a dwarf, so it was. Yeah, they. I had yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious about Nubians. I like Nubian goat milk a lot. I had only one for a short time, and
I had an Alpine that we milked. That was some
yeah,
good
that's
milk.
very, very similar. Yeah. And the milk was amazing. But she came from a herd, like, and she was getting ready to be put down. So we took her to see how long she could handle before she kind of evolved. And she didn't like being alone, like, at all, right from the get go, of course. So it was, we couldn't keep her too long. But even though she was older, she still produced until she kind of got depressed being alone. She produced quite a bit for a while. Then we moved her on to another farm that had a whole bunch more goats. I don't know what they did. Traded her for a Anatolian Pyrenees puppy.
Anything Anatolian, I'll take.
Yeah, I had an Anatolian Pyrenees mix for a little while on one of the farms.
Those are the best.
What's up with being Anatolian that it makes everything immediately better?
You're like a peninsula as well as a mountain range, as well as a gateway.
It has it all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just make it the new Mexico. Let's everybody move there.
They got some amazing roots still. It's very interesting how much I hear about things that are specific to Anatolia, not just the shepherd. But
type it into Etsy and then see how many people will send you common things from Anatolia.
Huh.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
where I've gotten seeds from before.
What seeds?
Nice.
Black carrot.
Ooh.
Oh, seriously? How was it?
It was hard.
Like a carrot, but black.
They're purple.
Oh, so it starts off with a lie. These carrots aren't black. They're red.
Sorry. Let me play this. I haven't seen this in a while. And
if any other individual does their duty as well, we'll have the whole earth covered.
Mm-hmm.
And I have students of whom I'm very, very proud, and to whom I'm very, very grateful, because they'll finish the job.
And we've arrived at a minute or hour and 7 minutes. So does anybody have anything that they want to wrap us up with before I show the Zanzibar commercial?
PulseChainTour.com.
The vision is to create the dream community, a retreat center, eco-village, sports facility, festival ground, to just really create the most beautiful place on earth.
So I'm taking on my biggest project ever, and I'm looking for the right people to embark on this journey with me. Thus far, I've been investing the amount of resources I have into this, and together with a small team of dedicated people, we've been able to get water access, electricity is being set up, and the first bungalow is due to be finished in a couple of weeks. And that's just the beginning. And Zanzibar is the perfect place to do this. Both because it's the most stunningly wonderful, tropical, exotic paradise, but also because there's so much potential to help the local community who are craving to enjoy the same opportunity as the rest of the world. Like proper co-working spaces with computers connected to the internet, professional sports talent development centers, a proper waste management system. There will be retreats, workshops of different kinds, movie theater, lookout tower, basketball court, tennis court, football court, and natural coral rock pools, sustainable agriculture, music studio, podcasting studio, acrobatic park, yoga platforms. You know, a place to develop talent and creativity in all shapes and forms, in a free place in the middle of nature, in tune with earth, you know, as it should be. It's about giving value, it's about seeing the value we all inhabit, and it's about creating a new beginning in a society where we've forgotten who we are. I believe the future is held by those who come together in love, who understand that we are so connected, that we ultimately are one, and create from there, from the grassroots, where we have decided our own rules.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.